We're expecting 3 Samsung Galaxy S25 phones to debut somewhere in January 2025, but the latest reports say the regular edition might be the last of its kind, with Samsung potentially dropping the cheapest, tiniest Galaxy S26 model in 2026. This comes from the typically dependable ICE universe, and while it's fairly hypothetical for now, there's some reasonable reasoning behind it, especially that the Plus and Ultra variants account for most of the device sales. The source adds part of the challenge faced by Samsung and Apple is that Chinese businesses, such as Oppo and Xiaomi, are now much better at manufacturing compact and powerful phones, constricting the market for everyone else. While Apple may still utilize iOS to differentiate its iPhones, Samsung cannot. As a result, Samsung may cancel the Galaxy S26 as it's no longer competitive, leaving just the Samsung Galaxy S26 Plus and the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. What gives some further truth to this report is that Samsung just unveiled the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus and Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra Android tablets with no evidence of a basic model, thus no successor to the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, for whatever reason. You may remember that Samsung started offering 2 versions of their flagship smartphone in 2015 with the Samsung Galaxy S6. The Samsung Galaxy S20 series, debuted in 2020, was the first to follow the regular, Plus, and Ultra strategy. Almost 5 years later, it seems Samsung might be ready to modify that again, depending on how the Galaxy S25 performs. There's been no hint that Samsung will change away from the 3-phone structure for its 2025 flagship launch. Of course, we also have the fan edition versions of these phones, most recently the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. This version often appears later, giving similar specs at a reduced price and driving the standard model into even more of a niche. Next, Samsung's next flagship, the Galaxy S25, will be here before you know it, with an anticipated launch date sometime in early 2025. And that means customers considering an update will be interested to see how this next phone will compare to the current Galaxy S24 and what types of additional features and improvements Samsung will provide. That's why Galaxy S25 versus Galaxy S24 comparison counts, even at this early stage. Finding out a phone might alter year over year might help you determine if it's worth an update, whether it's from an older model or one of the more recent Galaxy S phones that make up the top Samsung phones today. Galaxy S25 rumors tell us enough about the phone to make some early comparisons with the Galaxy S24. While it is still too early to tell anything concrete about the price of Samsung's next generation of phones, there are some indicators that we could see a price bump from what the Galaxy S24 series cost. Back in January, the Galaxy S24 debuted for $799, while the Galaxy S24 Plus and Galaxy S24 Ultra cost $999 and $1,299 respectively. Early rumors indicate that component costs could rise for the Galaxy S25, notably around the Snapdragon 8 Elite expected to power the future phones. Additional rumors claim that Samsung will find additional areas to keep costs down to avert an overall price hike. Expect more clarification about potential Galaxy S25 costs to emerge as we get closer to 2025 and the planned January date for the next Galaxy Unpacked presentation. The Galaxy S24 had a 6.2-inch screen, a minor increase from the 6.1-inch display on the Galaxy S23, with Samsung decreasing the bezels to add more screen space. Rumors predict the Galaxy S25 to have a 6.36 display, which would match the size of the iPhone 16 Pro panel. Such a move could boost the size of the Galaxy S25 over the Galaxy S24. Samsung may decrease display prices to keep the entire price of the Galaxy S25 same, with speculations claiming the new phone will utilize the same N13 screen as the current model, rather than the N14 panels used by the iPhone 16 Pro and Google Pixel 9. This suggests that we can expect the same degree of brightness as the Galaxy S24. We measured the S24 at 1,406 nits, which is bright, though considerably off the pace set by the Pixel 9. Early renders of the Galaxy S25 reveal is likely to look a lot like the Galaxy S24, save for that possible increase in size to accommodate a larger display. Galaxy S25 colors are believed to include 2 different tones of blue along with silver and green. That would be quite a contrast from the regular black, grey, violet, and yellow colors for the Galaxy S24. The Galaxy S24 offered an excellent camera configuration with a 50 megapixels main camera, 12 megapixels ultra-wide, and a 10 megapixels telephoto with 3x optical zoom. All the reports indicate that the next generation Samsung phone could sport relatively comparable cameras, although there look to be some modifications on tap. Samsung recently introduced 3 new camera sensors, which could form the core of the Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus coming out next year. Of the 3 sensors, the ISOCELL GNJ has a 1/1.57-inch sensor size, which approximately matches the sensor sizes of the Galaxy S24 and S24 Plus, 1/1.56-inch. While we don't know all about the new sensors, Samsung has indicated a few enhancements, particularly an anti-refractive layer and pixel isolation, which would contribute to greater light collection, decreased reflections, and improved color reproduction. Added to this is better power usage, including a 29% efficiency jump in preview mode and a 34% gain with 4K/60 FPS video. If all that's true, the Galaxy S25 might deliver significantly crisper pictures, especially with the power of Galaxy AI to help with image processing and editing. We're excited to see what that means for the Galaxy S25 compared to some of the other top camera phones out there. Qualcomm recently ripped the wraps off the Snapdragon 8 Elite, the top-of-the-line system on chip anticipated to power the greatest Android phones coming out over the next 12 months. That should include the Galaxy S25, as a leaker suggests that Samsung wants to incorporate the processor in all of its phones. That would represent a contrast from Samsung's approach with its current smartphone lineup. Only the Galaxy S24 Ultra solely had the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, Qualcomm's greatest chip at the time of release. The Galaxy S24 and Galaxy S24 Plus split the difference on which chip featured in which model. North American phones had the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, whereas devices in other areas of the world ran on the Exynos 2400, which is a step slower than Qualcomm's Silicon. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 was a great performer, outperforming Apple A16 Bionic in graphics testing and several speed benchmarks. The Snapdragon 8 Elite figures to be significantly faster, according on our initial benchmarks of Qualcomm's chipset. In those tests, a Snapdragon 8 Elite-powered reference device even managed to top the A18 Pro chip in the iPhone 16 Pro Max on some tests. The bigger story with the Snapdragon 8 Elite could be its quicker neural engine, which will undoubtedly aid with the speed of Galaxy AI capabilities, even opening the possibility for more of those functions to operate on the Galaxy S25 itself. It's almost probable that Samsung will offer new Galaxy AI capabilities as part of the Galaxy S25 launch. However, no reports have arisen yet as to what those would be. It's also possible any functionality Samsung introduces with the S25 might find their way to the S24, in keeping with how Samsung has handled prior Galaxy AI enhancements. Finally, there's the battery, and there doesn't seem to be much change, so expect the phone to feature the 4000 mAh battery as the present Galaxy S24. Hopefully we hear some news about enhanced wireless charging soon, but there's nothing on that yet. Battery reports regarding the Galaxy S25 have been few and far between. With the Galaxy S25 Ultra predicted to sport the same 5000 mAh battery as the Galaxy S24 Ultra, it's not out of line to assume the Galaxy S25 will keep a 4000 mAh battery exactly like the S24. We could still see a gain in battery life though, thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Qualcomm says the CPU on the new chip is 44% more power efficient than its predecessor, while the GPU on the Snapdragon 8 Elite is 40% more power efficient. We're still many months away from the predicted Galaxy S25 debut, so comparisons with the Galaxy S24 remain tentative at this stage. The update to the Snapdragon 8 Elite figures to be the largest improvement, as it not only influences performance, but also AI features and battery life for Samsung's new phone. Additional details about the S25 cameras and display could potentially emerge as well. We'll continue to keep a lookout for new Galaxy S25 speculations, comparing the expected modifications to what Samsung already offers with the Galaxy S24. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more tech news. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.